What's ironic about it is it's probably one of the best ways ever conceived to actually vote.
I mean, that's the core mechanism, though. Where the blockchain comes from is like a data structure where to store the data in this distributed database, it's stored in a chain of blocks where each block contains data. The thing is, not every so-called blockchain system even uses a chain of blocks now. Like some use a tree or a graph of blocks or something.
Is it a bad term? I mean, is there a better term?
It's an all right term.
Is it like AI? Like just one of those terms we're stuck with?
Yeah. It's one of those terms we're stuck with, even though it's not quite what it is. It's a distributed ledger with encryption.
But how close are we really to voting on the blockchain? Watch this video until the very end to protect your investments and your family. Let's get it. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, the BitBoy. If you want to learn more about crypto and how to play the crypto markets to put yourself and your family in a better financial position, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you find value in this video, and I think you're going to. Despite the digitalization of many aspects of modern life, elections are still generally performed using analog means, i.e., old-fashioned paper ballots, which is currently the most secure way to vote. But the clunky architecture of the whole process can come with serious downsides.
Americans have been voting on paper for most of the country's history. But back in 2020, bizarre conspiracy theories about paper started to spread.
Is looking for bamboo-laced ballots.
Fraudulent ballots were unloaded from a South Korean plane
into Arizona, and it was stuffed into the box.
All of that led to this. 5 tons worth nearly $200,000 of supposedly fraud-proof ballot paper.
This is taxpayer dollars down the drain based on lies.
It's currently lying on the floor of this warehouse in Phoenix, and no one is quite sure what to do with it.
Aside from addressing problems like this, a more advanced voting system could open up an entire ecosystem of dedicated services, such as voter engagement at polling places or the ability to vote without having to leave your home. How novel. Complex and expensive technologies might even be avoided by using smartphones, tablets, and computers that many voters already have access to. But first, here's a quick summary answering the age-old question, what is blockchain? Blockchain is a distributed computer system that allows the sharing and management of a distributed ledger, which boils down to a giant big spreadsheet held together by validated transactions. Information is easy to track because every transaction is clearly visible on the network and linked to whatever wallet did the transacting. You can see how this can be applied to identity and help make voting more secure.
Any potential voter can securely log in using a webcam and a government-issued ID. After they're done voting, they can use their voting ID to track their vote and check that it has been cast correctly. On top of that, they even give voters the ability to change their vote any number of times until the deadline.
A blockchain voting system can monitor votes, count votes, and ensure the integrity of the outcome. Blockchain technology assures that no one votes twice, that only qualified voters have the opportunity to vote, and votes cannot be tampered with. And there are several ways that this can happen, some that we don't usually think about.
The system cannot be automated and is extremely tedious. Between having to physically go to the venues where the ballot boxes are kept, to waiting in long lines, to counting and reporting votes by hand, the entire process is extremely time-consuming and extremely expensive. Malicious actors have many avenues to influence paper ballot elections, whether it's using intimidation tactics at the ballot boxes or just stuffing the boxes with fake votes. A highly motivated party or group could find a way to force the outcome they want. Lastly, maybe not one we think about most often, but it's impossible to keep track of or alter your vote. Are you sure it was counted? Was it thrown away? Did you make a mistake? Maybe a huge scandal erupted for your candidate later that day. The election isn't over, but you already voted. There's no way to change it now.
So here's how it would work. The governing authority would permit and install a blockchain-based voting system and ensure that individuals understand the ballot casting method step by step. Voters get blockchain voting applications, registers, and verify their citizenship. The blockchain uses the voter's public key to record and encrypt their credentials on its network. Next, a ballot token is placed into the voter's wallet. And to vote, the wallet holder transfers the token to the address or wallet associated with the candidate or party for which they desire to vote. Each token equals 1 vote. Just like the winner, counting staff members examine and compare the number of tokens in the addresses. Sounds pretty simple, right? And blockchain voting could even increase turnout and make elections more accessible and more transparent. Even more simple is using my exclusive Phemex affiliate link to get a massive boost on your leverage trades. You can get up to $8,800 right now as a bonus if you sign up with my link in the description. But once the vote has been registered, each vote is linked to the previous one. This is the basis of blockchain. The distributed ledger, therefore, keeps an immutable, transparent, and tamper-proof record of all votes. The election results can never be changed. However, blockchain voting is still in its early stages, and the big question is when or if this will ever really become a reality. Put on your bingo card that ballots will be a huge issue in this election, and despite the relatively uniform portrayal of voting in television and movies, there isn't exactly one standard voting method used throughout the US. There's hand-counted paper ballots, optical scan ballots, punch card ballots, and mail-in ballots to name a few. Then you have rare and sometimes extinct methods of voting, such as mechanical lever machines. This article says the time is right to leverage all of those smartphones in billions of pockets to increase voter participation. And I agree. It says a lot of people are concerned about fraud, but if done right, it would be easier for people to vote. And there is no reason why you wouldn't be able to implement a unique sign-in technology. That all sounds so novel. And blockchain would be a good solution for this problem, but it still doesn't have the widespread credibility that it deserves. Maybe it's the meme coins. One thing is for sure though, voter security is going to come to a breaking point, and blockchain tech will emerge as one of, if not the most secure option. If you want to talk about important topics like this with members of the Bit Squad, make sure to log in to our Discord. We have the link in the description down below. That's all I got. Be blessed. BitBoy out.